So far, rookies still haven't stepped foot on a practice field. They've spent the last couple of months attempting to learn NFL schemes via video conference. Good luck with that. Some of these rookies will struggle big time in training camp before they figure out what to do, meaning they might not contribute right away when the regular season starts. That goes for all rookies on all teams. But before the season ends, some rookies will establish themselves as key contributors. Here are the rookies on each NFC West team who most likely will make an impact at some point in 2020. Jordan Brooks will start the season at strong side linebacker, meaning he'll play at least 50% of the Seahawks' defensive snaps. Strong side linebacker is a part-time position. It's part of the base defense, but not the nickel defense. But the Seahawks drafted Brooks to play weak side linebacker, a full-time position. Their current starter at will is KJ Wright, who's 30 and has lost a step or 3, which is why the Seahawks struggled to cover running backs and tight ends in the pass game last season. Only a matter of time before Brooks takes Wright's job. Damien Lewis is a run-blocking specialist, and he joined one of the most run-heavy teams in the NFL. He will play. Lewis might not begin the season as a starter, but his competition is veteran Ethan Posich, who has missed 18 games the past 2 seasons. Posich probably will give the job to Lewis before the season ends. The Seahawks recently traded for running back Carlos Hyde, who will split carries with starter Chris Carson. So DJ Dallas won't carry the ball much, if at all, but he still should have a role in the offense. Neither Carson nor Hyde is a dangerous receiver out of the backfield. They're not scat backs, they're big. Dallas is a scat back who averaged 11.3 yards per catch in college, a very good average for a running back. He should become the Seahawks' third down back quickly. The Rams like to throw to running backs. Todd Gurley caught 154 passes the past 3 seasons. But now he's on the Falcons, and the Rams' remaining running backs, Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson, caught just a combined 6 passes last season, which is why the Rams drafted Akers. He caught 69 passes the past 3 seasons at Florida State. So he will be the third down back right away for the Rams. And then Akers probably will become the starter by midseason, even though he's just 21, because Brown and Henderson aren't good. Neither one averaged more than 3.8 yards per carry last season. This offseason, the Rams traded starting wide receiver Brandon Cook to the Texans, then used the pick they received from Houston to take Van Jefferson. Jefferson was the fastest player at the Senior Bowl this year. Senior Bowl director Jim Nagy recently compared Jefferson to Washington wide receiver Terry McLaurin, who gained 919 receiving yards and scored 7 touchdowns as a rookie last season. Jefferson could start week 1 for the Rams. His competition is Josh Reynolds, a slot receiver. Jefferson has the speed to play outside. He'll have a terrific rookie season if he's anything like McLaurin. The Rams lost both their primary edge rushers from last season, Dante Fowler and Clay Matthews. The Rams still have Samson Ebukam, who's a solid all-around linebacker, but just a mediocre pass rusher. He recorded just 4.5 sacks last season. The Rams also signed Leonard Floyd, who's a former first-round pick, but hasn't recorded more than 4.5 sacks in a season since 2016. If Terrell Lewis has any ability whatsoever, he will play in 2020. The Rams are desperate. The Cardinals drafted Isaiah Simmons to start right away. He was one of the top defensive prospects in the draft. Theoretically, he can cover George Kittle and rush the quarterback. Simmons recorded 8 sacks last season at Clemson. He will play a ton next season. Jones probably will start the season backing up starting right tackle Marcus Gilbert, whom the Cardinals signed this offseason. But Gilbert is 32 and has missed 20 games the past 2 seasons. He probably will miss more next season. His body has begun to break down. So Jones should finish the season as a starting right tackle. He's a good pass protector who gave up 0 sacks as a senior in college. Yes, a 7th-round pick. The Cardinals have 2 terrific running backs already, Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds. Both averaged more than 5 yards per carry for the Cardinals last season. But both are on the smaller side for running backs, fewer than 215 pounds. And running backs often get injured because they take so many hits. So Benjamin probably won't play much the first half of the season, but he'll get an opportunity if Drake or Edmonds misses any time, and they probably will. The 49ers traded DeForest Buckner to the Colts, then essentially used the pick they got in the trade for Kinlaw. So the 49ers expect Kinlaw to replace Buckner next season, meaning start every game at defensive tackle and play more than 800 snaps. Kinlaw might never live up to Buckner, or Kinlaw might be better than him. Hard to say. But we know Kinlaw will play as a rookie. And he will get lots of one-on-one matchups as offensive linemen focus on Nick Bosa, Dee Ford, and Eric Armstead. So Kinlaw could finish the season with 8 or 9 sacks. The 49ers traded up for Aiyuk because they want him to replace Emmanuel Sanders. And Aiyuk probably will replace Sanders eventually. Aiyuk has supreme talent. But he might not play much in September and October. Aiyuk has to learn the entire 49ers offense, which is complicated, and he has to compete with receivers who know it already. Kendrick Bourne, Trent Taylor, Jalen Hurd, etc. Aiyuk could start the season as the 49ers punt returner, then become their number 2 or number 3 receiver by midseason. Or he might need an entire year to sit on the bench and learn the system. He was just a 1-year starter at Arizona State. 2 years ago, he was a backup in college. Charlie Warner will have a role in the 49ers offense as soon as they report to camp. The 49ers drafted him to replace Levine Toilolo as the blocking tight end because Shanahan always has a designated blocking tight end in his offense. In 2017, it was Logan Paulson. In 2018, it was Garrett Selleck. And last season, it was Toilolo. Warner is a phenomenal blocker. He instantly will improve the 49ers' rushing attack. And he will allow the 49ers to use Kittle as a receiver more frequently because Warner is a good pass protector too. Plus, he can play fullback, meaning he can replace Kyle Juszczyk if Juszczyk gets hurt next season. And Warner can replace Kittle temporarily if Kittle holds out for a new contract, which he probably won't do. But funny things happen in sports.